At least 11 people have been killed and more than 560 arrested following a wave of anti-government protests that erupted across Kenya on July 7. The demonstrations coincided with the 35th anniversary of Sabasaba, a historic pro-democracy movement in the country. The unrest reflects growing public anger, particularly among Kenyan youth, over rising corruption, police brutality, and enforced disappearance of government critics. Protesters say promises of reform have failed and justice remains out of reach. In response, police used tear gas, rubber bullets, and water cannons to disperse crowds in Nairobi and at least 16 other counties. The Kenya National Commission on Human Rights confirmed at least 29 civilians injured, with reports of excessive force by security agencies. The protests first began last year in opposition to a controversial finance bill that introduced steep tax hikes during a time of economic hardship. Although the bill was withdrawn in late June, public frustration has continued to grow. Tensions intensified after the death of a teacher in police custody and the shooting of an unarmed street vendor. These incidents reignited anger, prompting renewed demonstrations against what protesters call systemic injustice. Meanwhile, the UN spoke on this issue, expressing that they are deeply troubled by the killings.
We are deeply troubled by the killings yesterday of at least 10 people, as well as looting and destruction of property in Kenya as police and other security forces responded to violent protests in the capital of Nairobi and at least 16 other counties. Lethal ammunition, rubber bullets, tear gas, and water cannons were used.
Human rights groups and global observers have condemned the violence, calling for restraint and accountability. Meanwhile, Kenya's government has pledged to investigate, but public trust in the process remains low. Bureau Report, NewsX World.